Hey, what's going on, guys? MS Sports Vids here. I know I've been away for quite a while, but I'm going to try and get back into the swing of things and showing you guys some of my equipment. I know I had mentioned a couple months ago on one of my either the glove videos or the stick videos that I was going to show you guys my skates. So here they are. They are CCM Super Tacks, as you can tell. And just to give you a little bit of some background information on how I got them, I actually won them in a contest at my local Pure Hockey store. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with local stores, maybe from wherever you are, that they do the contest where you walk into the store, you try on the skates, and you get a key after that just for trying them on. And if your key opens the box that has the skates, you win them. Well, I didn't win the first time I did it, but thankfully I'm very good friends with the store manager at my local Pure Hockey, so he kept texting me and telling me to come back and try it again, because at that point, days were going by where they didn't have a winner, so he was like, why don't you come on down and hopefully this time you'll get it, and eventually I got it, and a bit of a nice surprise to get a free pair of $900 skates. So I was a little bit nervous at first because I've been a Bauer guy for the last 4 or 5 years as far as skates are concerned. My most recent ones were the APX 2s. So a lot of people talked about it is a pretty big difference between the companies and whatnot, but also a lot of other people also mentioned that CCM had been improving their line of skates year in and year out. And now that I've had these for a couple months and I've gotten them broken in and ready to go, I can honestly say I'm thrilled with them. I love them a lot. They're very comfortable, and they get the job done. And I'm sure a lot of you have already noticed the change I made to them, which, by the way, I know typically I say my reviews are pro stock reviews. Obviously, these aren't pro stock; these were just retail. But I did do something to them, which again, I'm sure a lot of you have already picked up on it. But what I did to them is something that a lot of pros who use CCM skates actually do, with their teams and whatnot, and that is changing the holders on them. These are Tuuk holders that are typically familiar to Bauer. They've got the trigger system here as well, like they've had for the last couple years now on the Bauer skates. That's for easy blade changing and everything like that. If you've got a bad edge, you can do it. Of course, I'm not going to run into too many problems like that. I'm not a pro. I don't damage my blades as much as a professional might, but it's always nice to have in case I do need to change them for whatever reason. So yeah, I mean, being a Bauer guy, I thought, since I got the Super Tacks for free, the first time I used them, actually, I kept the CCM Speed Blade holders on them, and I noticed a little bit of a difference. It wasn't anything I probably couldn't get used to over time, but since I got the skates for free, I decided to spend an extra $150, $160 to get the Tuuk holders and the LS4 blades on them, since that's what I was used to from my APX2s before. And my buddy at Pure Hockey said if I bought the holders and the blades from him, he would put them on for me for free, and he did a pretty good job. All the rivets here are on there real good, and I've taken a couple pucks off of the holders so far in the last couple months, and a lot of them were a little bit harder than normal from what I've ever experienced, but they're on there good, and it doesn't seem like they're gonna give me any negative problems, so I'm very happy with that decision as well. The other cool thing that CCM's been doing with the skates that they've been introducing now is they allow you to customize your footbeds. You can either get medium, high, or low, depending on the arch of your foot. And there's a very cool test you can do to see which one you are. If you search Ice Warehouse's videos, I believe Chase is the guy. His videos are always awesome. He does a good job explaining everything equipment wise. He has a test using water and the bottom of your foot and a paper towel on how you can figure out which arch you are. Most people, I'd say, are mediums, but the holders that the Super Tacks came with, they're not in there now. They were just very basic, but I was able to do the test and figure out that
I was a medium arch to get these with it when I got them, and they added that much more comfort to the skates. So that's good, and then something I'm definitely happy with. And right here, for those of you that don't know, you'll notice that the I keep the footbeds out when they're not in use, and that's for good reason. They say if you want to take care of your skates and you want to make them last as long as possible, it's always important to take the footbeds out after a game or after a practice sesh or any ice sesh for that matter. That way, the insides there don't rust out, the bottom in particular there. So it's a good way for them to properly dry so that they last longer for you and you don't have to go through as many pairs of skates. And these are a 7.5. One other note I wanted to say: my APX2s that I had before were a size 8, and when I won the skates, I figured why don't I try a 7.5 here just to see if I can fit into that, and maybe a more snug fit will be comfortable. And sure enough, it was, and I'm very happy with doing that. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the review here. Again, not much to talk about since this isn't a pro stock review. This is just my retail skates that I kind of did something that's along the lines of pro stock with changing the holders. As I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you ever go to an AHL game, a lot of guys, specifically in the AHL, will have CCM skates with Tuuk holders on them. But I've even seen it a lot more in the NHL now. A few guys who were other users before, who are now with CCM have done it. Zach Parise has been doing it for years. He's been wearing actually he wore APX2s for a while. I think like 3 or 4 years ago, and kind of took a break from CCM. But when the original Tacks line came out, he went back to those, but put Tuuk holders on them. TJ Oshie is a new CCM Tacks Super Tacks wearer this year. He has Tuuk holders on him. Also, David Krejci, I've noticed, has Super Tacks with Tuuk holders on him. So it's all just a comfort thing, and everything along those lines. But hope you enjoyed this video here and enjoyed me talking about my new skates. Once again, would definitely recommend if you're looking to try something new and you were originally a Bauer guy or whatever ahead, and want to try a new line and looking for some advice. I'd say definitely go with it. The CCM's done a really good job of improving their skate line and making them appealing to more people. So as always, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you've got any skates or any equipment rather to show me on your channels, I'd love to see what you guys got as well. So don't hesitate to let me know of that as well. And ultimately I'll try and get to some other videos. Still got more sticks to get to, and I got a couple new pairs of gloves as well to show you guys. So hopefully those videos will be up shortly. All right, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.